Hello, and welcome to the Ask the Counselor Show. I'm Counselormsvee, Vondolyn Salter Lane, and I have a special guest today here with me, Dr. Helena Boersma. Hi, Dr. Boersma. How are you?
Hello. Thank you for having me. I'm excited for our conversation.
Me too. So I just want to talk a little bit about mental health and talk to Dr. Boersma about some of the wonderful things that is coming about in the community, such and as we're partnering with Duval College and in New York State. So why don't you start off, Dr. Boersma, just telling me just a little bit about what you do and who you are, and then we'll jump right into a little bit of mental health and then talk about the grants and talk about this new counseling center.
Would love to. So thank you again for having me. So I work in the clinical mental health counseling program at Duval University, and it's a graduate program. So we are training the next generation of counselors to support this area. So we are a new program. We've been around for about 3 years now, and we are in the process of really taking the momentum of the university and expanding it to start this program. And what's really exciting is that we've opened up a brand new community counseling center.
Yeah.
And the counseling center is there to support all of our clinical interns, so they will be the counselors supporting the community. So supporting the college campus community, but more importantly, we're supporting the community around the Duval University.
Right.
So we have all kinds of programs, individual groups, individual sessions and group sessions that are free to the community who are 18 and older. So we're going to send out a big welcome to anybody who would like to join us.
That sounds wonderful. I'm excited about it. So hope everybody gets an opportunity to get a chance to not experiment, but just come and just take advantage of the opportunities and the services that's going to be provided at Duval. So when we talk about mental health, because that's what the counseling center is focusing on. So I know a lot of things in regards to mental health impacts the community, such as anxiety, right? Such as depression, ADHD. You know, ADHD can hit as when you're a child and as an adult. So ADHD, we can screen for that actually at the counseling center and get counseling for that as well. Also mood disorders.
Mood disorders, absolutely.
Yeah. Behavioral, right? And conduct disorders.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's a lot of disorders. There's also kind of a lot of just transitions in life, difficulties. We might have grief concerns.
Yes.
So grief in terms of losing one's health in some way, losing a loved one, losing the capacity to drive. So we can look at grief in a lot of different ways. We can also look at transitions as our young people move into adulthood and transitioning into careers, into families. We can support the transition to, I'm a family person now, right? If you're newly married, and what does it mean to be a parent?
Right.
What are some of those challenges?
Or some postpartum. If you had a baby.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
all of the things going on in your body, physically, emotionally, so that is a big impact, on a person.
Absolutely.
So, and it's okay to talk to somebody about it. Some people always like, it'll pass, right?
Yeah.
It'll pass, so I'll get better, or but give it a chance, and if it doesn't get better, right, then seek professional help, right? Seek and talk to somebody. It's okay to say, okay, I'm not feeling great. I need somebody to talk to. Let me run this by you. Or if you see somebody struggling, right, with things that are impacting them, maybe, like you said, maybe a loss of a loved one, or a divorce, right?
A divorce, absolutely.
Right? Or maybe a loss of employment, you know, and people shut down. You know,
Right.
those are transitional things. However, sometimes people need that extra person or that professional person to help them move forward.
Absolutely.
You know, so.
Sometimes it's also about perspective and just having someone where you feel heard,
Right. Yeah.
and that maybe what you're going through, you just don't have to feel quite as alone.
Right.
And that in and of itself can often help us feel a little better or come up with some ideas on how we might like to address the situation.
Right.
If there's a resolution, or maybe it's about acceptance of a
Right.
change.
Right. 514 is coming up again, and that impacted the community we live in. You know, it
Yes, it did.
impacted the people that shop at Tops. It impacted Buffalo,
It did.
period, because
Yeah, it
that hit home, right?
Yeah.
So if you're still, you know, having issues with that, talk to somebody. You know, it's services out here for you to, you know, take advantage of. Free services, like Dr. Helena and I were saying, this new counseling center at Duval Colleges is free counseling.
It's free counseling.
It's free counseling.
And the part of the free is really about allowing the university to share its resources with the community. I mean, the university is embedded in the community and it fully supports the community. So how can we give back? And in
Right.
many ways, I mean, there are many ways for us to do it.
Right.
So one of them is building this counseling center. It's right on campus, and encouraging the community, when it works for them, to come on in and allow our clinical interns to really support them in their development, their healing, their recovery processes, their insights.
Right.
Just help them to grow and to feel valued.
Some other things that impact the community is behavioral and conduct disorder. I think I said that, but eating disorders, right?
Eating disorders.
Eating disorders, that, you know, sometimes people stress eat.
They can.
Or, you know, they may have some characteristics of bulimia or anorexia, or, you know, so again, talk to somebody. You know, if you see something, say something. You know, don't hold it in. People are here to help you, you know, and support you.
I think there's also kind of the messaging that we don't live alone. We do live in community. We live
Right.
with one another. We live in partnerships.
Right.
And when something feels off, it doesn't mean like diagnostically you're going to get a diagnosis.
Right.
What it means is that, like I would with a physical difficulty, if I needed more, you know, bicep strength, you know, I would go to the gym, or I would do some push-ups or something to help me. And part of it is if I need some more psychological strength in terms of how do I navigate a challenging situation, or a situation I just haven't practiced or been a part of much. So it doesn't have to be a problem. It's just really about coming in to look at how can I develop the psychological side of myself.
So when we come back, we're going to take a quick break, just a quick breather, and I'll return with Dr. Borsma, and we'll continue to talk about some of the mental health disorders, and we're going to talk more about the counseling center. And Duval College was graciously awarded a grant from New York State, and we're going to also talk about that too. So
Great.
We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Ask the Counselor Show. I'm Vondolyn Lane, and I'm here with my special guest, Dr. Helena Borsma. So we was graciously awarded a grant, a New York State grant at Duval College, and what the grant had entailed was we are to provide various
Community services.
I'm sorry, guys. It's the end of the day. as psychoeducational groups, and when I say psychoeducational groups, those is learning strategies, right? For emotional regulation and stress management and resilience. So, so that's what pretty much the psychoeducational groups would entail. We also have health fairs. Now, we just had a health fair at the Martha Mitchell Center where we had professional people there. We had nurses from Duville doing blood pressure checks and glucose screenings. We had someone there doing mental health assessments. We had a nutritionist there. We had a doula there, right? And she was talking about prenatal care and birth and, things of that nature. So it was a really, really educational event, and it was for the community. Right in our community. It was at the Martha Mitchell Center. And stay tuned because we're having another one. So I will definitely, and when you watch the Apollo and look at the community billboard, it will be up there, the dates and times with, with these events. So don't think, oh my God, when is the next one? I missed it. No, you're going to make sure you're informed. And I'm going to give you some phone numbers too, so that you can find out when things are coming. Also in the grant, they had emergency mental health crisis training, right? And that was just made for us to know what to do when people have an emergency crisis, right? A mental health crisis, right? What do you do? Who do you call? And I gave out a lot of resources. I actually did the training. It was a 3 to 4 hour training. You got certificates at the end. It was a Narcan training also with that. So, and Dr. Helena was there, and we had community leaders, we had pastors, we had teachers, we had people from the Department of DSS. So another one is coming up May 22nd, right? And that's going to be on the Duville campus. It's on a Friday, and it's going to be from 9 to 1. Please register for it because we want you to make sure that we count and make sure that you're counted, and we want to give you a certificate after the hard work that you're going to be doing. And it's not just you sitting there listening to somebody talk, right? It's interactive, right? So you'll be breaking into groups and doing things, and it'll be fun and educational. So, and I think it's needed, in the community. Also, we're having a career training, a career counseling event. Right, we had one already, and that was in November, but we're stay tuned because we're going to have another one, and that's the date to be announced so far, but it will be probably in the fall of this year, and that we're going to have some folks in regards to doing some assessments in career counseling, right, and learning how to write resumes and learning how to what to do when you're having an interview, right? Because a lot of us don't know what to do. Like I had to revamp my resume a few times, and I got AI to help me. I'm being honest, but these is going to be another career counseling event, and those people it's going to be professional people there to help you, and it's free. It's free. So, and it's for the community. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Also, we're going to have support groups for the community, whether it's geared to mental health or just supports for the community and things that you're going through, whether it's grief or whether it's substance abuse or whether it's learning and identifying triggers or just to support the community. So we have a whole list of groups that we're going to be doing at the counseling center for that and in the community, You know, we're not just going to have it at Duville. Some groups are going to be in the community. So if you, we would like for you to travel to Duville, but if you can't, the group's going to be in the community that we can come to you. Okay? So
I'd just like to say just a little bit about, a little bit more background about the grant is that this is a $100,000 grant from the Office of Cannabis Management. And the reason it came about is that there were zip codes throughout New York State that were identified as underserved during a certain period of time. And part of giving back to the local communities and to support those citizens who may have been a part of the overpolicing for those period of time is that Duville University was able to apply for this grant. They were successful in getting the grant. And so we were very specific in collaborating with Vondolyn here to be able to coordinate directly into the community. So this is how and why she's setting up these very specific programs that she has identified as needs for the community. So when she's talking about the groups, the grant is targeted for 16 to 24-year-olds. So it's very narrow and very specific to really help individuals in that age range to transition into something different for themselves. So some of the groups might be about processing loss or transitions for themselves, to do the career counseling work, because it's possible that in these areas that family members who may have been over-policed, it limited the opportunities that the youth may have had at those times. So now that we're a few years out, the state is trying to give back and support those communities. So the idea is that we're setting these up. The grant is paying for her time, and it's paying for all the resources that are specifically designed for you, for your community, and for this environment. So don't hesitate to reach out. I think we'll have the contact information as a part of this recording. Reach out directly to Vondolyn to find out what groups are being offered. If there's one that could specifically help you or your family members or your relationships within your families, or help you better understand what it means to get a job or to write those resumes, to go to the wellness fairs. She was very, very strategic and very smart about how she selected who was at the wellness fairs. So it was really nice to see the doulas and to see the mental health providers. So really identifying what is it that the communities need. She's just done a great job with that. So don't hesitate to reach out and let her know.
thank you. So I want to not switch gears, but I want to talk a little bit more about the counseling center.
Oh, sure.
Okay. So again, Duville has got a beautiful counseling center, right? And again, Dr. Helena can tell you and expand more about that counseling center. And it just opened up. We're taking people right now.
Right now, booking those appointments.
Right now, and you don't have to have a certain insurance. It's free. It's free. And it's about, again, helping each other, helping people move forward with their lives. So just tell us a little bit more about the counseling center, where it's located, the hours, and how they can get on the schedule.
Absolutely. So again, the Duville University Community Counseling Center is just that. It's a community counseling center. So it's built on the Duville campus, and which is of course embedded in this community. So the focus is really to serve the community. So we've built it so that our clinical interns would be able to work with you on a variety of topics, which you noted earlier: anxiety or depression, relationship concerns, grief and loss.
Identity.
Gender identity. Just a lot of kind of general mental health concerns, or just curiosities too.
Right.
So what we're doing is the clinic is open from 9 to 6, Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. So you can swing by the clinic, which again, we'll put that information in this recording so you can see the location. It's the corner of Connecticut and Fargo in the Duville Academic Center. So it's a pretty big building there, but it's right on the first floor. And we have 6 different individual counseling rooms. There's recording systems in there. There's electronic health records. So it's a full clinic where we'll be able to service you with licensed clinicians and licensed site supervisors there. We also have a beautiful new group room. And so we will be posting what those groups could be. Some of those will be Vondolyn's groups, so you can travel to campus if you like to participate in those. and be a part of the Deauville Community Counseling Center.
Sounds good.
Just to keep in mind is that for the clinical interns, we're working with individuals who are 18 and older, so no children at this time. But you certainly can come in and talk about relationship concerns. If you
Right.
want to do couples work or some family work, you're more than welcome to do that. We've set it up so that a whole family can join.
Yeah. And again, this is wonderful, right, for the community. And it's our community, you know, and
It is.
yeah, you know, we're here to help each other, right? So when you have a free service and in the community, why not take advantage of those services? You know, it's tough out here. You know, people need people to talk to. People need support. People need resources. You can find those things at the counseling center. So I just wanted to, you know, say it's here, it's free, take advantage of it. You know, a lot of things that, you know, ain't good is free, but this is good. This is good stuff. The same thing I would tell my clients in session is things that the clinicians are going to be talking to you in session. So please, please, please take advantage of the counseling center at Deauville.
And one last point about the counseling center is that it's going to be open, and we're booking appointments now. So those appointments start at the beginning of May. So we're open. You can call the number. You can book your appointments directly online, and you can fill out all the new paperwork. You could do it all electronically, or you can swing by. You can actually come into the clinic also. And the program is going to be running through mid-August. So the free counseling that we're delivering to the community will be from May to August, and then we're going to close it down. The clinical interns are going to go into rotation, and so then we'll open it back up probably again in the spring. So just letting you know that we're going to move it into something that's going to be year-round, and this is kind of the first phase of doing all that. So all the momentum and how Deauville University is spreading out its healthcare practices, how it can support the community, we continue to expand on that, and we look forward to your feedback, to your engagement, and to supporting your emotional well-being at the clinic.
Sounds good. Sounds good. My number is 716-829-8457. Again, if any of you want to reach out, my email address is Lane, Lane, V as in Victor, @dyc.edu. In regards to anything, again, the counseling center phone number will definitely be provided. But if you're thinking anything about the refresh grants and that, please contact me, and I can direct you to to where you need to be.
You know, and I'm
Okay.
also just curious what you guys would like in terms of specific groups. If you have a curiosity, or you have within your own community a topic that you would like to get together and have facilitated by a clinician, we'd be more than happy to talk about that and see if we can set that up for you. You can do them in the community if you'd like, or you can do them on the Deauville campus. We just have to set up certain parameters to make sure that clinical supervision is there and everybody stays safe and supported. But really engage with us. Let us know what your community wants and needs, and we want to be able to show up for that.
Right.
And kind of make this so this is the beginning of a long, long relationship between Deauville University and the community.
Right.
We have a lot of those relationships with some of our other programs. We have our pharmacy programs and our physical therapy programs and chiropractic programs, and Deauville is carrying on with this momentum of really embedding itself in the community and supporting you with your needs. So let us know. We're here. We're
Yeah.
curious. We want to partner with you.
Yeah, I mean, as young people, what do you want to talk about, right? What kind of groups do you want to see? Yeah, we're talking about anxiety and depression and stuff like that. We want to hear from you. Like, you want to talk about teenage dating? Do you want to talk about triggers? Do you want to talk about social media? You know, let us know. You know, and we can do a group on it. And like, we want to hear from you. right? We want to make sure that your needs is getting met. All right. So I want to thank you, Dr. Helena, for coming on the Ask the Counselor show and sharing with the audience some of the great things that Duville is doing. And I want to thank you guys for tuning in to the Ask the Counselor show. We are on several platforms. We are on YouTube, we are on LCTV, we are on the Apollo Media Spectrum. So I would love to hear from you. Please email me, in regards to, conversations, or if you want to come on the show and be a guest. If you have something that you want to talk about in regards to the community, let me know, and we can make it happen. All right, so I want to thank you again, and thank you, Dr. Helena, again for coming on, and
And thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here and to talk with the community.
Thank you. So we'll see you next time.